You are watching part 4 in my video series for how to actually start a career in cybersecurity, even if you have no experience and no education at all. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into subject number 4 right away. Subject number 4 is that you can just start applying the jobs. That's right, just go start applying right now and you're going to get the job, and congratulations, you've pretty much figured it out. You've nailed it. You've gone through the whole... No. You're almost there. But really, the next step is to start applying to jobs. But now you need to know what jobs to apply for, because you're not going to be qualified for everything. As a matter of fact, half of being qualified for anything comes with the mental first. So if you've studied something a whole lot and you feel pretty confident that you could probably try it in the real world, and then you figure out how to get real good at interviewing, which this is not a video about how to be real good at interviewing, or real good at negotiating, which this is also not a video about how to be real good at negotiating. This is a video about now you have the ability to start applying to jobs with a certain strategy based off of what you studied. So, if you've gone through the process of figuring out the types of things that you don't like doing and the types of things that you do like doing, and then you know if you want money or fulfillment as something between these two things, probably two of the most important things to decide between, money or fulfillment, and you have a goal and you've studied, found that you just don't like certain things and you really like doing the forensics, or maybe you really like the idea of being a traveling cybersecurity consultant and you want to go around the world doing things that are code related or not code related. But now you know, because you studied, you read, you figured out some of the things that you think you would absolutely hate. And if you think you'd hate it, don't do things you hate. Think about what you think you'll like. Don't burn yourself out. And start looking for the different types of job titles that exist. So what I recommend when you're trying to actually find a job is, if you're just getting started, something that I've said multiple times are QA jobs are amazing points of entry into just about like any industry that has QA jobs available to it. So if you want to do something that's technical in nature, go get a QA job. Google what a QA job is and just start looking for them, start applying for those jobs if you think you like the idea of something technical. If you don't like something that sounds technical, you have options. You have things like, I don't know what your options are actually. You're probably doomed if you're not technical. I'm just kidding you. If you want to get into security awareness training is something that just about anyone can get into. It's not easy because you have to deal with people, which either you're real good at code or you're real good with people. And if you're real good with people, you probably don't have to learn a little bit of code. And if you're real good with code, you probably need to get real good with people anyways at some point, because that's where all of the raises come from, is from other people and communicating with them. But let's say that you just want to get a non-technical job and you don't want to go into QA, then you can look for security awareness training jobs, and you can also look for jobs in the education space, or marketing jobs, or graphic design jobs for cybersecurity companies. And you can help cybersecurity companies learn how to better communicate. If you're good at communicating, just find different types of jobs. When I worked at Logarithm, we had hired artists. You can be an artist, people who just draw all day long for, what was it, like $60,000 or something like that? Regardless, like, plenty of money. Like, maybe you're not making six figures, but $60,000 to be an artist is pretty sweet if that's the type of job that you'd really like to get. So once again, if you're doing art in cybersecurity, that's probably something you do for the fulfillment. You're probably not doing that for money. This is why this is an important thing to decide on, because now when you're looking for jobs, you need to do skill-based training. If you don't do skill-based training, then when you're doing your studying, then you're not going to be able to do a skill-based search to find jobs. So you want to do a skill-based search. So I'll say that again. If you're trying to figure out what types of jobs that you want, you need to be doing skill-based trainings. We talked about you need to study, you need to practice things if you can. Maybe go volunteer at places, maybe go take on beta jobs and work on some beta tasks, do some volunteering if you can find something, I don't know, or just study ITIL, study business. Google what ITILL is. ITIL is what that is. It's a certification you could try to get if you wanted to pay money, or even just look at all the free training content around these sorts of things. Look up what compliance is. These are different areas where skills can be built. And so what you want to do is take those skills that you liked, and you want to do a skill-based search to find a job. It makes finding a job infinitely more easy, which is also why trying to have a specific goal is the first step that you need to do, because if you start trying to look for jobs, then you're gonna run into two issues. You're gonna have people be like, well, what kind of cybersecurity job do you want? If you just say, well, I'll just take any cybersecurity job, well, that doesn't help people, because then they can't go and try to talk to other people. And so everyone will just be like, well, I hope they find something. And you're going to get this answer where people say, oh, well, I hope you find something. Well, good luck. That's all you're going to get. But if you say, I'm looking to get directly into cybersecurity forensics, this is what I want to do. Do you know anyone who does that sort of thing? People will think of you like, oh, I was talking to this person, it reminded me of you. They work in cybersecurity forensics. Okay, great. Now it's a lot more specific, which things are a lot more personal, which is much easier to start looking for work. So then you might look for jobs that have forensics in the skill set, and don't focus on the title. Don't focus on the titles when you're doing these searches. If you're just trying to look for a forensics analyst job, that's one title that has forensics analysis. There's so many jobs that have forensics analysis. Why don't you conduct your job search based on the skills, and then all of a sudden you see all these other opportunities that are available to you so that you can do that skill that you practiced or studied. So once again, let me say this. I strongly advise that you search for jobs based on a skill-based approach, not a title-based approach when searching for jobs. Don't look for analyst titles. Look for specific skill sets: forensics analysis, malware analysis, disaster recovery. Look up security awareness training, security awareness management, skill-based trainings. And the things that I'm saying are skills. So you can even take some of the skills that I'm throwing around in this video, like, oh, maybe you don't know what skills are out there, because you also don't know what you don't know. So you can also Google cybersecurity skills. And if you were already studying, then maybe there are some other things that you need to start studying, because you didn't find things that seem to have jobs and job titles, or the types of companies hiring that you may or may not care about working at. But at that point, honestly, don't take your time. Do this quickly and just start applying to jobs. And honestly, the sooner you start applying, you can also start to get a feel for what you really think you want to do. Because once you're applying to jobs and you're getting interviews, honestly, when a lot of people are starting out, when I was first starting out trying to get certain types of jobs, I would make hundreds of calls in a month to try to find the right type of job for what I was looking for. And my sister, I remember when she was looking for one of her more advanced jobs, she applied to 144 different companies before getting the type of job that she was looking for. 144 companies. One out of 144. And for me, it was more than that. Way back, I don't know what year that was, 2011, 2010, something along those lines. I was sitting there trying to figure out how I can get the type of thing that I'm trying to get into. And I'd already been doing malware analysis and things like that. I didn't even know that I was doing something that was valuable. I was like, well, I don't know. I just deal with malware all day for minimum wage back when I was working for, cybersecurity wasn't as well known of an industry. It was a recession. Things were complicated. I was living in a small town. But I wanted to leverage those skills for me. And so I was like, I like doing this analysis. It's something that I enjoy doing. And then I ended up getting a job where I got to do a lot of analysis and worked with a lot of malware after that. And then I ended up working for a company that developed cybersecurity tools with that analysis knowledge, and then helping them develop the platform further. And I created like artificial and advanced intelligence modules for them. And I tell you these things, and I've said this in other videos, I don't know what other people's lives are like or what their perspectives are like. I know what mine's like, so I can share my experiences with my perspectives. But someone else who has something where it might be a similar looking experience, they might have very different perspectives on things. So I'm a little cautious about the idea of sharing other people's experiences without them giving their direct word. At some point I might go about getting interviews so that you guys can see what other professionals have to say from their experience as well. But if you take an approach this way, I've helped so many people get jobs and helped so many people get raises. There's certain trends that you see. Do skill-based searches, look at a lot of companies, and really just start getting those interviews, start getting those calls, and run the risk of most of the things being failures. You only need one job. You don't need, you don't need 1 out of 10 for like 500. You only need one job. It's not like trying to find customers where it's like, oh man, we need 500 customers and we only get 1 out of 10 people interested in our product that we come in contact with. You don't have to worry about that. You're not running the business. You're not trying to run a business. Remember that if you're looking for a cybersecurity job, which means that it's really easy in comparison to something like having to come up with, new customers every single month. You just get that one hire, and then there you go. That's a salary, and you just have to do your job, and that's a good thing. And now you can go make a difference somewhere and make an impact and go change some lives, change the face of some businesses. But you got to start working. You got to get out there and start doing it. And if you don't just start applying right away, it's easy to procrastinate. So after this video, honestly, just take a break for the rest of your day for today, and then tomorrow, if that's something that's important to you, that you're trying to make a change and you want that cybersecurity job, this is the time to start applying. Is now. Start applying now. I did create a cybersecurity essentials class that's designed for people that helps, where in this class you also get my qualifications guide that I've created to help people figure out what jobs they might qualify for based on past education and experiences, if you have any. And even if you're a beginner, what types of jobs are friendly for those who have no experience whatsoever. But my class also has an interview preparation checklist. So at this point, you need that interview preparation checklist. And if you start the class now, then you're not going to get that checklist for, I think it's on like day 4 or 5 or something along those lines, which means that if you want to start applying to jobs soon, go sign up for my class now, because you can't afford to wait if you're trying to make a change. I know how that goes. Not everyone's going to be at that point right now, but some of you are. Some of you are ready to make a change right now. And someone might see this video in 2 years from now who doesn't know if they should make a change. Even then, right now, if you're watching this video and you're at that point, and you're at that place, and you don't already have something that you're trying to, close, maybe if you're trying to graduate, great, focus on graduating. Or if you already have a job and you got to put in your 2 weeks and stuff, or maybe you're going to plan it out and you got some vacations planned, wait till after your vacation. Great. Yeah. But it's time for those of you who are ready to go. Go ahead and sign up for my course if you'd like. It's in the details below. My contact information in general is in the details below. All I care about is just focusing on helping others build their careers at this point. I've already done the things that I care about, and now I'm more interested in kind of watching other people go out there and do your magic, make something happen, make some changes in the world. That's why I make these videos. So go make something of it. Go make something of yourself. Just go.